Welcome back to Space Engineers. Hopefully I sound alright. New headset. Haven't tried it out yet. This is the DSMV Jackal HRC heavy reclamation carrier. It's a salvage vessel, or salvage carrier if you want to call it that. This little guy is just my personal flyer. But that's not what this video is about, so we'll concentrate on this big boy. First thing I should say, if you try and spawn this thing in, and you get a message that says you don't have the mods installed to spawn this thing in, don't worry about it. It was just a mod for a couple of like windows that were also like text screens or whatever. So once I get into the tour of the ship, I'll show you what you'll have to replace in order to fix it, but it's perfectly safe to spawn in. Other than that one mod, it didn't use any other mods. So we'll start at the front. Over here, in here, these open up, clamshell out, big grinder pit, because of course it's a salvage ship. These, I guess I call them meteor shields, fold up and kind of help in aligning ships when they come into the main hangar. And that light's in a bad spot. Further along the side, we just have, more of the ship, some nice windows. You can see up here some of the thrust for maneuvering. This is a space-only ship. It's only got ions. It's all heavy armor. If you're going to be flying through a debris field, you're going to want to be able to bump into some scrap flying through the space and not have it hurt you. Here's the top view. That would be the bridge there, the orange part. Some solar panels with the textures all screwed up as usual. Come around back. The music you're hearing is from the jukebox I have installed in the ship. It's all Space Engineers music, so you can have nice music while you explore space that isn't the usual stuff. This ship started out with no plan in mind. I was just like, I want to make a engine cluster that kind of looks like this, angled and with a hangar in the middle. Then once I built the hangar, I didn't really know what to do, so I just kind of kept adding decks and made the living crew, engineering and living quarters first. I was like, well, alright, we'll make this a workshop, so make it comfortable and nice to live in. I wanted to make it a carrier, but still keep a cool shape, so I put the hangar way over there at the front and added the flappy things, purely because I think they're fun. They're functionally also underneath. We got some vanilla turrets for coverage, artillery, assault, Gatling. We've got a couple remote control scrap arms. Those fold down and can extend, and you can scrap stuff like anything that's stuck to an asteroid or something that's not going to just float away when you try and scrap it. Those are useful for that. Extendable connection for loading and offloading. More guns, a couple of assault turrets to keep things safe, more solar panels so you don't have to keep orienting the ship towards the sun. There we go. I'm not going to open that to go inside, but if you do need to go in there, you can open it up by using the control panel there if need be. Now I added something just a few minutes ago so that I didn't have to depressurize any large areas, because it wasn't something I thought of when I built the ship. So I just poked a hole in here and I added this little airlock here. Gravity doesn't come out this far, so my character might spaz out a little bit. Although I have a new controller, so stick drift is no longer an issue, thankfully. Alright, so in here we have the main hangar. It's, what's a fancy word for big? Capacious? There we go. In here we just have one little tug, useful for moving stuff around, pieces of junk, old ship. This I think it's called the Terrier, DSMV Terrier. It's not a bad little rig. Here we have the Ripper, and it's basically just a big chainsaw for cutting sections off a ship. It works pretty well. You just stick the front end in, and these things will grind it enough that you can get all the way up to the bumps, you know, the hips, without causing yourself any damage if you're careful. It'll absorb a little bit of it while it's doing it, so you're not wasting it. It's got a couple of decent sized cargo units for a small block. Right, so you can fit one or two of those, a couple of these guys, and if you still want, you can leave room for a shuttle to park there. So you could use it as a fighter ship, a carrier, easily enough. It's got enough connections. It's all heavy armor, so it'll take a beating. Now, one of the things you'll have to replace, because I can't remember what mod I had, I built this ship when I was on Xbox, is these windows. So you'll have to put these windows in, because when you spawn the ship in, this airlock will be a vacuum and there will be nothing there up in that slot. So you got to put the windows in. Up front here we have the back end of the scrapping mouth, I guess. So a lot of cargo, 4 of these big industrial cargo containers. Stuck some gyros up here, and in the front there's a, I think just there's a gravity generator that makes the gravity come this way. Like, so if you stick some artificial or mass blocks or artificial gravity blocks on a piece of wreckage, it'll suck it into the grinder pit automatically. You have to fiddle with that though, because I'm not an expert in that kind of stuff. Anyway, this airlock is pressurized when the doors are closed and the windows have been put in. No gravity though, so if you jump, you'll just have a nice relaxing trip to the ceiling. Auxiliary connections for anything that doesn't fit on the floor connections, if you got a tail connector or side connector or something. Then we'll move inside. Just to the side here we have the control room for the hangar. Just basic, you know. I have the HUD turned off so I can't see what those do, but you can open this from the bridge as well. Yeah, have a look, make sure nobody's halfway out before you shut the doors, kind of a thing. Nothing fancy. Alright, in here we have a great big long old passage. Nice view though. Yeah, look outside. Check out the bottom of the wings there, they got some landing lights on them. Here, just an air vent. And a bulkhead. In this room, we have 2 of the reactors. And the 2 AI turret controllers that control the scrapping arms on the belly of the ship. Oh yeah, and a gravity generator. So that goes all the way across the other side. So you don't have to run all the way around the ship if you need to go in there and fix something. And here, this goes up to command deck and living quarters. I guess we'll go that way first. Up here, just like a transition zone. We'll go up to the bridge first, because if I go through there, I'm going to wind up coming back out down there. So we'll go this way first. Alright, now we're at the top. I'd like to decorate this a bit more, but this ship is old. It was made well before a lot of the decorative block packs came out, so. This way we got the bridge, some glitched out screen textures as usual, the weapon storage just in case. Space pirates are a thing, you know. Projector table. This is one of the control seats for one of the scrapping arms in the belly of the ship. This is for the other one. A couple of desks. with a fantastic view for doing desk things. You know, whatever. Pilot seat. Nice view. You know, all the basics. Alright, that's the bridge. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh. Well, when they're clear, you can see what they're supposed to look like. Again, I don't know why the textures are wacky in this game, but they just are for certain blocks. Not all of them, just certain ones. Anyway, as per usual, white doors usually mean that you're headed towards habitation. Along the way, we have the multi-deck warp core, so that way would be habitation. And in here, see how it changes to black coloration? That just means it's a maintenance area. So you got some warp drives here. And downstairs we got more warp drives. And downstairs again we got more warp drives. There's 6 or 8 on this, I think, and they're all in the central core sections. Basically, because this ship is heavy, it's going to be carrying a lot of scrap and iron and whatever. It could easily be converted into a mining ship if you stuck a drill end on the front or some drills on the arms at the bottom. So, you know, you can see up the passageway. I started in way up there, like 4 decks up. So, kind of like this. It's a neat little flavor spot. You know what I mean? I like wandering around ships that I build. I've got nothing to do. Oh yeah. Elevator music going on. Perfect. Wait, which way was I going? This way. Alright, here we are in the main living quarters. And it's, you know, it never fails. It's not until later on in a build that you notice that you've done things like put 2 different kinds of corners here. Well, whatever. Here we are in general quarters, I guess you'd call it. We'll go left first into the captain's quarters. It's very nicely appointed. You know, most captains don't see any glory in working on a salvage ship, so they spice it up by saying, well, look at the lovely private quarters you get. Okay. Shh. Beautiful view. You know, you look at the big old engines doing their thing, and there's Earth back there, and the moon. Oh, Myra's right here. You know, it's pretty well protected from the front. If you're flying through a debris field or something and stuff's pinging off the ship, you probably won't get decompressurized or whatever. But it's got a bulkhead right here, so, you know, if you're not sure if you're taking fire, you close these. In here, place to poop. And in here, place to sleep. I made this ship before all of the new ventilator blocks came out. So this room is pressurized, but it's not ventilated. So if you're in here for too long with your helmet open, you'll eventually suffocate. So sleep with the door open, I guess. Alright, on this side we have like mess hall, so you know, plenty of spaces for people to eat, some nice plants. You can chill here and watch some terrible textured television. You know, a couple of stove cooking areas so that there's no waiting. And a nice little lounge out here, just like the captain's lounge, but public, you know. It's got a bulkhead too, just in case. And right here is the second thing you're going to have to fix, because you don't have the mod installed according to the warning when you wanted to spawn the ship in. That's just that I had windows with, like, you know, blueprints and stuff on them here. So when you spawn in the ship, these won't be here. You can just walk right through, but you do whatever you want with that. I wanted to have a cool window set up there because it separates living quarters from the engineering section. Before we go in there, we will go upstairs. And here we have the mezzanine. Anyway, so this is, you know, upstairs. Here is medical. receptionist desk, you know, you can go in here. And, you know, they can keep an eye on whoever's getting their brain irradiated, and you can get your goodies from the machine. A nice little window. Keep your patients sane. And that way your friends can fly by the window and watch you get your prostate exam. Fun for everybody. Alright. Next door down. Living quarters. A couple of people. You know, storage, suits. Somewhere to poop. You know, nothing great, but hey, you're on a ship. Gotta make do with what you get for a bit, right? Besides, you can go downstairs, hang out with your friends, and watch TV down there. Same thing this side. And over here we have the, I guess, second in command, cabin, first mate, whatever. He's got his own little couch, desk for doing work. A bathroom, or a bedroom that will suffocate you and kill you eventually, and somewhere to poop that will suffocate and kill you eventually. But those are the dangers that you face when you gotta take a poop in space. Nice view though. You know, spying the captain. See what they're up to. Alright, back downstairs we go. Down here, we're going into engineering. I just stuck a couple of the bridge window panels in here to replace what wasn't there. Same on both sides, you can go either way. This is main engineering. You know, very reminiscent of the engineering section in the Pegasus. Same idea. So get the boss man's seat. You can sit here and do some paperwork and look at important blueprints. Keep track of how much power and fuel you got. You can take a poop. So we got a lot of spare parts, suits, and weapons, programmable lock. On this side, somewhere to cook, so they don't have to leave this area to have a bite to eat, or to discuss how they're going to get more dilithium crystals or whatever. I don't know. And you know, somebody bangs their finger trying to do something or whatever, they can just come here and fix themselves up. They don't have to go all the way upstairs to medical. This leads back out to living quarters. We said same thing both sides. I'm obsessive compulsive about the doors, so I'm just checking to make sure that they're all closed. Alright, and it's the ventilation. I hid it behind the block, so you know. In here, we have a straight drop. Again, the gravity in this ship is not a full G, so you won't hurt yourself falling down here. In here, you see we have a very long passageway. If I just kept going straight down this passageway, I would just wind up. I'll just show you. This is the engine room. And if I just keep going this way, we wind up back at the bottom of the command deck again. So this is the way that, you know, if you bring in the captain or any crew like that, generally speaking, they would enter the ship this way. Engineering crew can go straight up there if they want to go to engineering, or they can jump down real quick if there's a problem in the engine room. This is the, you know, normal entryway for everybody, so crew just go through either door and run down the long passageways, and then they're in the ship. This leads into the rear hangar. Decent size, you know, big enough for a shuttle to land, empty out all the people that need to get on and work on the ship. And now we get to the part I really like, this little airlock area. So it looks very submarine-like and official. Anyway, the major design flaw of this ship is that the engine room is not pressurized. I know what the problem is, I think, but I don't know where the problem is, and I don't want to dismantle everything in here to try and find it. But since this is just a tiny little airlock room, really, and it's all sealed up, I don't care too much about it getting depressurized. So if you have the patience to find the hole, by all means be my guest. I suspect the problem is with these. I built the ship just when these were introduced, and I think probably at some point they go outside of what I was trying to make a sealed room, and the air is leaking out. But Tried to fix the problem by adding some windows here but again, I don't know where the problem is. It could be anywhere if I used one of those blocks in the wrong spot. And this is the engine room, you know, another reactor here. I think there's 3 total on the ship. And just some axes back here with some more reactors and stuff. Pretty basic engine room. Again, it's not a warship. See, there's more of those blocks, so there could be a leak in here somewhere. I don't know. Just be advised, there's no air in here. Yeah, no, that's the engine room. A couple of big old 2 big old. Those are meant as those are storage for the ship. Those cargo containers. The ones at the front are for the scrap. Wait, I won't see. Yeah, so it's not a lot about air. So worst comes to worst, whatever. And back in here, if we go all the way along the passageway, we're back down here at the command deck. I'll go up and I'll open up all the shutters and stuff so you can see. Here. Alright, let's start with the front. I guess I'm going to need to turn the HUD on for this. No. Oh, yeah, okay, that's the wings. Also, I have some shutters there, so they close over the windows. Wings fold up. Maybe if there's any stray junk flying around, it doesn't go somewhere it shouldn't. That's the old girl lineup. So you can see now you can line up with those lines on the wings to come in either path, you know, or the center towards the connectors that are in the hangar. There's our grinder pit with the gravity gen behind it, so you can theoretically suck stuff in. I built this way, not realizing that just loose blocks and ships aren't affected by gravity generators. So I think it works if you stick a mass block on it, artificial mass block. Do it that way, but I don't know what kind of resources you need for a mass block. Maybe it's not worth it. You just push it in with the tugboat, whatever. Alright, well, there's that. Let that close up. I don't believe that this has anything else interesting on it. No. Alright. There you go. That's the Jackal. DSMV Jackal. You can get on mod.io. Probably a fun ship for, you know, a little bit of RP, whatever. Oh, and if you're wondering, or if anyone's wondering who's watched any of my ship build videos, if you want to use one of my ships in a video or an RP or anything like that, go nuts. I just build these things for fun. I'd love to see it in a video, so if you want to use it, go crazy. I don't have any way of contacting people via comments on YouTube. I can't even look at them. I don't have the phone app. It's a long story. So yeah, if I don't respond, sorry. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I just don't have any means of doing so. I just have the PS5 YouTube app, which is kind of crap, to be honest. So yeah, don't take it personal. If you want to play with one of these ships, put it in a video or whatever, yeah, please do. I don't mind in the least. That's it for this video. I have no idea what I'm going to do next. I'll think about it. Catch you then.